I'm back, everyone, for another short sermon. Alright, today is Saturday, February 13th, 2021, and today I'm going to talk about the fifth commandment, parents' favorite commandment, honor thy father and thy mother. This verse is found in the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 12, and it says here, honor your father and your mother, so that you may have a long life in the land that the Lord your God is giving you. Alright, now I want to dissect this verse and explain it. This commandment is ranked 5th place, which means it is more important than committing murder or anything else below that. So, we're going to find out what this commandment is about, and once again, it refers to those in authority. Commandments 5, 6, and 7 refers to human life, really. Commandments 5, 6, and 7 refer to the sanctity of human life. Now, to honor is a higher form than obey. Alright? This translation does not use the word obey. Now, there is a verse in the Bible that says, obey your parents in the Lord. That phrase, in the Lord, indicates that whatever is right, if your parents tell you to do something that is right, you do it. But if it's wrong, then you'll have to look in the Word of God. Now, it does not say parents, it says father and mother, so it tells the specific functions. You know, there is a father and there is a mother. You see, it does not just say parents, because they both have two different roles. And to honor means to respect someone above you, someone in authority, just like we honor God. We obey Him, but we honor our parents. Now, one way we can honor them is by obeying them. Now, there is another form of honor, and that is to do something that is right, even if your parents did not tell you to do it. For example, if your mother became tired after the day that she decided not to clean up the kitchen, and she did not told you to, but you did it anyway, out of love, then that is showing honor for your parents, even though they did not tell you to do it, you know. If your mother told you to help with your sister's homework, but you realized that it was supposed to be your brother's homework, then you can correct your mother by saying it was supposed to be your brother, and then she would understand, alright? Instead of hastily acting right away. Or, if there was a cooking recipe and she told you to pour in the cake mix into the pan, but she forgot the eggs, then you could remind her to put in eggs in the bowl before pouring in the cake mix. And this is for our own good. What would happen if there was a child and he did not have any parents? How can he obey the 5th commandment? Well, there is such thing as adoption, and if there was someone else other than the biological parents who's supposed to parent them, then that child is supposed to honor them, you know, like an orphan. Now, everyone has parents, but from birth. Now the fifth commandment is the first commandment with a promise. It says, so that you may have a long life in the land that the Lord your God is giving you. Now, if a child was to read that verse, then he could relate it like this. Before the child moves out when he's an adult and requires land and property, he has to honor his parents. He has to show himself mature in front of his parents before he can move out into the real world. That's how I view it. And also, it says long life. So that means that those who honor their parents may have a long life expectancy versus those who do not honor their parents, they have a short life expectancy. So honoring your parents is one way to increase your life expectancy because your parents know more about the real world than you do most of the time. And so when you are a child, like a young kid, it's a good idea to listen to your parents first. And then when you're a teenager, you can judge between right and wrong. Now, the average lifespan on Earth, for the whole planet Earth, the average age that someone dies is 75 years old. Now, the average age that an American dies is 79 years old. And at the beginning of the 21st century, the average lifespan has increased because of improvements in health, such as food. Back in the 20th century and before that, we see a shorter lifespan because of unhealthy practices such as processing and manufacturing. But thankfully, there have been green measurements that have protected the Earth's environment and human health. Now, this does not mean that the birth rate has increased. The number of kids who are younger than 16 years old has not increased as much. That is because the average number of children that parents have is getting lower. But the main cause of this growth is the increase of life expectancy. There is coming a time, and it says in the Bible, where people will praise the womb who has not gave birth to children. It is a sad thing to mention, but we see abortions going on, and until the government decides that no one can have children anymore, people are still able to be parents. Now, just imagine, if you were a parent and you had a child, you would want the child to honor you. You do not want the child to disrespect you in any way. Therefore, people may not understand the fifth commandment until they are parents, but it is a good idea to learn these things before they happen. Now, I am done with today's short sermon, and I hope you learn more about what it means to honor versus obey. And come back next time as I give a short sermon about the sixth commandment. In the meantime, see you later.